And away we go. Thursday edition of the show. Final edition of this week. I will be off on Friday. Alternate programming will take my place. Good to have you with us. SportsMap Radio and the SportsMap Radio app. Also, you can watch us right now on the Decibel 88 pages on Facebook, YouTube. You can also check us out on the Twitch, Jason Page 77. Isn't that what the kids call it? The Twitch? Yeah, I'm on the Twitch. Also on Twitter at the back page, where you can message us at any point throughout the show, or if you just want to give me a good ribbing for the fact that the Yankees are on the verge of going down 2-0 in this best of 7 American League Championship Series. Brian McDonald is our producer engineer in Houston tonight. When he cracks the mic within 90 seconds of the show starting, you know he's going to do it at my expense. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Come on, I'm waiting. Wow. Yeah. Still 6 outs left. They're only down 3-2. One swing of a mighty Yankee bat. Okay. You know what they say? One time, Chris Palmer, the former NFL head coach, was a coach for a team that I was the announcer for back in my UFL days. He once said to me when I was trying to kick field goals, and I thought I could kick field goals from 35 yards, he said, the less you say, the less you got to take back. Just saying. Thursday night football, the ALCS, NBA, we got it all covered. Stay with us. It's the Cash In on SportsMap Radio. Boy, Altuve couldn't hit the broadside of a barn right now. I called No, he's not. Opening hour of the program. 1-800-224-2004. You got something you want to talk about? Tonight is the night to do it. We are guest free for 3 hours. It's my final night of the week. Figure I'll get it all out tonight. And then I'll be off on Friday, getting ready for my big weekend bowling tournament that I'm involved in here in Palm Springs. Hopefully I won't embarrass myself. You know why I love bowling tournaments, by the way? Well, I shouldn't share this. Nah, I know. I shouldn't, but I mean... Well, I used to average over 200. I'm a little better than that. Yeah, you just saw Jesus, just killing me. No. One of the things I like about bowling is when I bowl, this is so stupid. I got to use my real last name. I mean, yes, Paige is a stage name. Okay. Everybody, a lot of people in radio have them. And it's only because my real last name is impossible for most people to pronounce. But when I bowl, most people don't know that I am Jason Page, which is nice because I work in radio. It's the anonymity of radio. And I have to use my real last name when I bowl because it's statistics and it's connected to a database, a nationwide database that the United States Bowling Congress uses, so I have to use my real last name. And it's great because nobody comes up to me and, hey, can I talk to you about sports or something like that? Because they don't even know who I am. I love it. That's what I was going to say. No. Oh, that's why. If I go out and they say, what's your name? For like if there's a wait and they're like, what's the name under? I'll say like Thor. Something like that. Yeah. Michael Jordan. It's like that commercial. It's a great commercial. The guy with the Michael Jordan go to the door. It's Michael Jordan. Oh, it's different Michael Jordan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So here's the bottom line. Tonight, 1-800-224-2004 if you want to weigh in. 800-224-2004. And again, on Twitter at the back page. We've got tons of live betting to get into as we go throughout the night. I think I'll do a lot on the live betting side. I've been debating whether to do Page's picks tonight or just make you all go to my social media if you want them. I'm 12-13 on the year. Oh, no, it's not going to get out. I'm hanging on every pitch of this Yankees game. This is so unfair that I've got to host a show trying to watch this Yankees game while I'm doing it. It's just not fair. It's one of those nights. Can I tell you a funny story? Most of my career was spent in overnights, both at Sirius XM, and then, my next full-time position was a national overnight show that I did for NBC Sports Radio. Rest in peace, NBCSR. But I was hosting overnights. So I never had to worry about being on the air during games. This being on the air during games thing sucks. I can't stand it because I want to be watching the games, not watching them while trying to talk about them. And granted, yes, it's you're just trying to dig it in a little more that the Yankees are 5 outs away. 5 outs away. Yeah, I know. And I know Patrick Creighton, who works on one of our, I guess, sister stations for the company that owns SportsMap Radio. He and I have a wager So I haven't told people, but the wager is if the Yankees win, Patrick has to wear a Yankees jersey and do like social media videos and all that in the Yankee jersey. And if the Astros win, I have to go and get an Astros jersey and wear an Astros jersey on the air while I do the show. Well, I would hope it's the old school, like 80s Astros jersey. Oh, God, I hope not. Because if he makes me get an Altuve, I'm definitely putting a wire in it, to like tape to my chest. I'll definitely do that. Like, I would actually shave my chest so that I could tape a wire to the center of my chest. Because if I want to be authentic, that's what I kind of have to do, don't I? It's what I have to do. I mean, if we're being authentic and we're staying true to the Altuve jersey, Although I'd have to shrink a couple inches because I'm 5'10" and I think he's about 5'2", so I'd have to do that too. Yeah. In high heels. So I didn't have like one monster. Most nights I come loaded for bear with a monologue or a soliloquy for the opening segment. But I was watching the Yankees and the Astros, and then I watched Kyler Murray ripping into Cliff Kingsbury on the sideline during the Prime Video Thursday night football game. Oh, Harrison Bader got hit by a pitch. It's one way to get a base runner, baby. Take one for the team, Ogilvy. So anyway, he only people of a certain age will get that joke. Bad news bears. Take one for the team, Ogilvy. Got to go up there and get hit by the pitch. That's exactly what he did. Lean into one. So the Yankees have a runner at first, one out for Aaron Judge. This is the moment. This is the moment for Aaron Judge. I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones. Come on, baby. But Cliff Kingsbury, look, there are people that think Cliff Kingsbury's firing is like imminent right now. And the reality is you can't fire players. You just gave Kyler Murray a ton of money, and you're staring at a situation right now where, oh my God, did he just rob Judge of a home run? This is just, come on. Did he just rob Judge of a home run? Oh. No. Did Kyle Tucker just rob Aaron Judge? I'm getting a replay. Giancarlo Stanton put his arms up. He thought it was gone. Oh, it would have been really close. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, wow, it's really close. It's probably very top of the wall. It's a good tag up by Harrison Bader, though. Base hit would score him. Yeah, don't get ahead of me. I appreciate the fact that you didn't, even because I am about 30 seconds behind because YouTube TV stinks. Not a sponsor. Yeah, I actually do love the product. I just can't stand. What are they reviewing? Oh. Okay. So, anyway, Cliff Kingsbury, you have to imagine if they had lost tonight, I mean, I guess they still could. They're up 28-17 in the third quarter. 2 pick sixes from Andy Dalton. Thank you very much. Looks like he's safe. I don't know what they're revealing. Come off the bag? No. Looks plenty safe at second to me. So, Cliff Kingsbury, you have to think, when you have your franchise quarterback going off on your head coach like that, I mean, it just looked like something had bubbled over, and you get the head coach and, the star quarterback going toe-to-toe. And look, Cliff Kingsbury has even said recently he'd give up play calling if it comes down to it, and he thought it would help the team. This is a very interesting situation worth watching. Because, again, the organization's never going to side with the head coach, especially when it's Cliff Kingsbury, and you really haven't won all that much during your time in Arizona. it's not a good situation for Cliff Kingsbury. They had better win tonight. Because if they don't win tonight and they're 2-5 and you have that scene exploding on the sideline the way it did, he's not surviving much longer. Yeah. Yeah. And look, I have been on the anti Kyler Murray train forever. You know, I put him in the same vein as a Lamar Jackson type. You know, I think you'll win games with him. I think he'll sell a lot of jerseys. I think he's very exciting to watch. I don't think you're winning Super Bowls with these quarterbacks. That's all there is to it. You know, Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback that can run. Russell Wilson in his heyday was a quarterback that could run. These guys are running backs that could throw. I'm sorry, and people don't like hearing that. They say it's demeaning to the athletic quarterback. And I'm not even saying black quarterback, by the way, because there's a lot of athletic quarterbacks that are white too. So I'm not. This isn't me going down the road of attacking athletic black quarterbacks. I'm just talking about guys that run first and throw second. They're great mobile quarterbacks that can also throw. I want a great throwing quarterback that's also mobile. And I'm sorry, in the cases of Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, these are not guys that are winning a Super Bowl. You know, Lamar Jackson bet on himself, and I said it last night on the show to, I think it was Jason Cole. I don't remember who I had on. Was it Jason Cole? Might have been. But I was talking to Jason Cole about it, and I said, I'm not of the belief, or maybe it was Russell Baxter, when we were talking about Lamar Jackson betting on himself. I'm not of the belief that Lamar Jackson is a guy that you're going to win a Super Bowl with. He's bet on himself. He looked great the first 3 games, and all anybody wanted to talk about was MVP candidate Lamar Jackson through 3 games. Now, after 6 games, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying anything. All of a sudden, they got like eerily quiet. It was like they were all hoping, well, he bet on himself, and he's going to win the way Joe Flacco did. It's not the same. And he's not going to wind up in the same situation as Joe Flacco. He's going to wind up getting franchised next year. That's what's going to wind up happening. Either that or he's going to take the deal that they offered him, but he's not getting the fully guaranteed contract he wants because he's not winning a Super Bowl, and without going deep into the postseason, he's not getting that deal. I think the same of Kyler Murray. I think he's a guy that can win a playoff game or 2. You're not winning a Super Bowl with him. 1-800-224-2004. What do you think? 800-224-2004. Tweet at the show at The Back Page. Again, on Twitter, at The Back Page. Giancarlo Stanton. No bueno. We go to the bottom of the 8th in Houston. We'll keep you up to date. Astros lead the Yankees 3-2. It's the Cash In on SportsMap Radio. Dude, when it was 3-0, it looked like he was pitching. He wasn't pitching to him. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, but do you also want to put the go-ahead run on base? I could see both sides of that. And if you've got a lot of confidence in your bullpen to get guys out, I can't believe Aaron Judge missed friggin' giving them the lead by that much. Ugh. God damn it. Off of the bat, I thought it was gone. I wonder if the roof's closed, if that goes out. Blowing out towards right. Yeah. When I saw the replay, it looked like he got it in on the label a little bit. Yes, so. Well, that answers the question on Presley. Not gonna lie, I'm not in a good mood right now. My Jock Market picks aren't doing good. JockMKT.com or the JockMKT app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, do so. Use the promo code CASHIN for a 100% deposit bonus. It's what I do. It's the alternative. It's a different way to play fantasy rather than putting an entire lineup together. You can just grab one or two guys that you really like. Daily markets for sports that let you buy and sell shares of athletes in real time with other users, and it's all for real money, and each share with a guaranteed payout at the end of the night. Bid on shares before the games in the IPO phase. Trade shares live while the games are happening. All shares have a guaranteed payout. Currently live in 36 states. There are more coming for the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, PGA, and NASCAR. Head over to the JockMKT app or go to JockMKT.com. Deposit with the code CASHIN. 100% deposit match up to $100, and your first market will also be risk-free with losses refunded up to $100. And also, what we're doing for the rest of the month for first-time depositors here on the Cash-In, listen up. We're giving away $100 to one lucky first-time user that uses my promo code CASHIN. Here's what you do. Make your first deposit using my promo code. Then just direct message me a screenshot on Twitter at the back page. You do that, I am entering you to win $100. We're going to draw the winner on Halloween night here on the show, but you have to make your first deposit using my promo code CASHIN. Shoot me the screenshot. You do that, you're entered to win $100. We'll give it away on Halloween night. JockMKT.com, promo code CASHIN, or download the Jock MKT app. They go to the bottom of the eighth, 1 out, 3-2 Astros on top of the Yankees. Wandy Peralta on to try and get the last 2 outs of this inning, and then the Yankees will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters up in the top of the ninth inning to try and get 1 run off of Ryan Presley, who looks like he's going to come in to try and close it out after a 4-out save last night. I like the move to go back to Presley in that spot. You got a day off tomorrow before heading back to New York. It makes a world of sense to get this 2-0 lead. Because if you're, what are you doing? If you're, look, as much as I believe in the Yankees as a Yankee fan, the odds of the Yankees coming back to win 4 of the next 5 games of this series, they're slim. I know they say a series doesn't start until the home team loses a game, and that's all fine and sounds great, but, not a good situation right now if you're the Yankees down 2-0 in this series with the prospect of heading back to New York down 2-0. So we'll see what happens. In the Thursday night football game, Arizona leads New Orleans 28-17. Cardinals on the doorstep. Matter of fact, they just got a touchdown. So that may put that game away as they get ready to go to the fourth quarter there. 34-17 extra point pending. So it looks like for 1 week, Cliff Kingsbury is going to be able to sort of ward off the dogs, as it relates to him potentially being out of a job. Because you're probably not firing a guy after a win. Just a hunch. Although it has happened. But I don't think it's going to happen here. 34-17 Arizona with that extra point pending. Look, 2 pick sixes basically did in the Saints. One was Andy Dalton's fault. It wasn't a great throw. The other was a tipped pass that should have been caught by his receiver that went into an Arizona defender's hands, and they were able to run it in. They were almost like back-to-back plays practically. So, big win for Arizona. There had been some discussion who was going to start this game for the Saints, whether it would have been Jameis Winston, who'd been working to get back, or whether it was going to be Andy Dalton. It wound up being Andy Dalton. You see the end result. Obviously not going the way that this team would have hoped. Big game in the NBA tonight, and I don't say big from it means anything standpoint, but it's one of those early season matchups that you kind of circle on the calendar, especially when there's only a couple of games on a Thursday night in the NBA, and that's the Clippers and the Lakers. And there are high expectations for this LA Clippers team. And, what is expected of them this season. They are a team that is in the top 3 or 4 for everybody when it comes to the odds of winning an NBA championship. And, you're talking about a situation here where if they are healthy, they are the big competition for the Golden State Warriors out in the West. And tonight they are at Crypto.com Arena, their home, as well as the Lakers' home. It's a Lakers home game. Clippers lead after one, 35-23. And I'm going to tell you, if this game gets ugly tonight for the Lakers, I don't care that it's only 2 games in. I'm not going to hyperventilate, but after what I saw from the Lakers in game 1 and the way people reacted on Wednesday morning, if the Lakers get their doors blown off tonight, just be ready tomorrow, because that's all anybody's going to talk about. What's wrong with the Lakers? How do we break up the Lakers? Get rid of Russell Westbrook? I mean, it's going to be a disaster if the Lakers have another blowout loss tonight after what happened in game 1. Did the Yankees pick off Yordan Alvarez? No, that's good. That's a good thing. I don't know how Yordan Alvarez gets picked off when his lead is about 4 feet. No, or his defense for that matter. No, they're certainly not. But he is a fantastic player, and there's a rookie. There's a reason I have literally all of his rookie cards stashed away right now in plastic, because that dude's going to make me some coin one day. You can count on it. I got so many of his cards, it ain't even funny. Live betting. We're all about the live betting on this show. The Clippers right now lead the Lakers 35-25. The Lakers are plus 350 on the money line. If you're looking for value, that is where it is. Plus 9.5 for the Lakers. If you're looking at the live betting line, 227.5 right now for the total. As it relates to the NFL, the Saints trail the Cardinals 35-17 right now. If you get the Saints, you can get them at plus 1,700 on the good old money line if the live betting is something that suits you. Can I give credit to Al Michaels on something he said tonight? This was great. So just before the half, or just at the half of the game on Prime Video tonight, he always finds the most interesting and funny, quirky ways to talk about betting. And he goes, hey, 20, what did he say, 28-14 at the half. He goes, you know what that means? And Herbstreit goes, what? He goes, just a 1.5 from the promised land. He's just the best. He really is. It's a great line talking about the total, because it was 43.5, which they've now gone well over. All you over bettors, congratulations. It's great. I love it. All right, more to do in this hour of the Cash In. Stick around. SportsMap Radio. Just get this game to the 9th inning already. What the hell is he? Is he just biting his own hand? What the hell was that? What the hell kind of OCD moment was that? Wow. That was peculiar. Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen somebody do that. Severino made one bad pitch, and it's going to cost them this game. God damn it. Oh, yeah. It's over the heart of the plate. Especially, I wouldn't have even come inside. You were having success pitching them away. And the umpire's giving you the pitch off the strike zone. He's giving you that pitch off of the plate. Just keep going. So frustrating. Popped up. Oh, somebody get this. Oh, my God. Jesus. Yankees trying to give me a heart attack. They go to the 9th in Houston. I liked the Yankees and the over. The total was 7 runs, and the Yankees are trailing 3-2. So how do you think I'm feeling right now? Some guy just lost his mortgage thanks to me. It's just awful. We'll see what happens in the 9th. Yankees with their 4, 5, 6 hitters in the order coming up. Maybe they'll get wise and pinch hit for Josh Donaldson. I think I don't know. Throw a bat boy up there, something like that. Probably do better than Josh Donaldson. Just saying. And I say that on a night where he actually had a double, I think, in the 2nd inning. I just can't. I can't watch him. I can't watch him. His at-bats are so unproductive. Every pitch, he's swinging for the fence. He's more worried about looking good on a bad swing and swinging and missing than he is actually making contact and getting a base hit. Oh, my God. They're all show pony swings. It's so bad. No. That's true. Yes. Yeah. It's great. So we'll let you know what's going on in that 9th inning. We'll have complete post-game coverage coming out of Thursday Night Football. Very interesting to hear what Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray say and don't say when it comes to the sideline dispute, I guess is the best way to say it, that they were having late in the second quarter of this game tonight. I think that's going to be, win or lose, that's going to be something a lot of people are obviously talking about on Friday as we get ready for the weekend in the NFL. I will post Paige's picks to my Twitter feed at the back page tomorrow, rather than make silly picks on a Thursday, because who knows what information we're going to get between now and Thursday. So we'll do that coming up tomorrow on my Twitter feed at the back page. So apparently some people just never learn. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that NBA organizations and front offices in professional sports teams, we know the whole thing with Daniel Snyder and what's alleged to have happened with the Commanders, what was going on in Phoenix with Robert Sarver, Isaiah Thomas back in the day with the Knicks. I mean, bad behavior is bad behavior, whether you work for an NBA franchise or you work for, any other corporation in America. It doesn't have to be a sports team. But apparently somebody else is in some hot water. Detroit Pistons assistant GM Rob Murphy. Yeah, he's on leave. After the organization put together an investigation because of an allegation of workplace misconduct involving a female former employee. Murphy is 50. He's been out of the Pistons offices for about a week now after management was made aware of the allegation and started the probe. The guy is from Detroit, Murphy, by the way. He was moved up to assistant GM in June after starting as the franchise's G League president and general manager. So, here's the it's just amazing. So, here's the opportunity of a lifetime. Here's the opportunity of a lifetime for this guy who's born and raised in Detroit, who's from the city. Rise up the ranks. It's not like he was gifted the job because he knew somebody, right place, right time sort of thing, which there's a lot of in sports, let's be honest. No, this is a guy that worked his way up, and at the age of 50, here he is. He's the assistant general manager of an NBA franchise. And then you allegedly do something just idiotic and get yourself in hot water with a female, now a former female employee. But it blows your mind when you see these sorts of stories. That guys can, and who knows, we don't know all the details of it yet. I'm not going to pretend we do. And they're just allegations, but as we've learned in most of these cases, where there's smoke, there's fire. I work in the court of public opinion. I don't work in a court of law, so I don't have to deem you innocent until proven guilty. It's not what I get paid to do. But guy was a high school coach in Detroit. He had jobs at Kent State, Syracuse, prominent programs. This guy had a career in front of him. And now who knows? Like Ime Udoka, he may have blown it up before it even really begins, at least on the NBA level. Amazing. And you see these stories time and time again. The Yankees have Anthony Rizzo to lead off the ninth, trailing the Astros 3-2. Closer Ryan Presley is on to try and finish off the Yankees and give the Astros a 2-0 series lead, headed back to New York for Game 3, and certainly putting the Yankees behind the proverbial 8-ball. I did. I don't know what caused it because I was trying not to look at it. What happened? Wow. Well, you know what? If you're going to get thrown out of the stadium and arrested and have to do a night in the Who's Cow, you might as well have a picture on your phone because you're going to get the phone back. And you will have had the picture with Jose Altuve. I'll give you something. Here you go. You ready? We're all about the name of the show is The Cash In for a reason. We're all about trying to help you make money. I'll give you one right here. How about an NFT? I mean, that's a you want to talk about a one of a kind picture? I mean, that is a one of one. That would be a cool NFT. I don't know why more guys don't do this, by the way, what Anthony Rizzo is doing right now. Whenever he has 2 strikes, he chokes up. And it's one of the oldest, old-timey baseball things in the book. But it's proven to work. You can make contact easier with 2 strikes, and just in general, when you choke up. Oh, boy. Ooh, yeesh, that was close. But yeah, I love the idea of choking up, and he's so successful with it. Rizzo's such a good player, though. Everybody went nuts. Everybody went nuts when the Yankees didn't get Freddie Freeman or Matt Olson during the offseason. And instead, they brought back Rizzo. And the guy only hit a career high in home runs and plays a fantastic first base. He's a good locker room guy. I mean, why people, we got to have Freddie. We got to have the big shiny object. And you know what? Those guys had nice years. But, I mean, Anthony Rizzo had as good a year as any of those guys. I mean, he was right there with them. And he was healthy. He had a little bit of a bout, I think, with his back. But in general, the dude was healthy all year. He just struck out after I waxed poetic about him. Yeah. You can hear my sighs. You get to feel my pain. It is painful because this was a winnable game for them tonight. So painful. It's just so painful. It really is. This was such a gettable game for them tonight. Oh, well. We'll see what happens. Like I said, series doesn't start till the home team loses. Yankees come back and win the next 2, and happy days are here again. They're a team that have dealt with adversity basically since the month of July, when they kind of hit the skids coming out of the All-Star break. So it's not a team that's, adverse to adversity or isn't used to adversity. You talk about a team like the Dodgers, who won 111 games. They never had to sweat anything during the regular season. And you get all of a sudden they turn around, they're down 2-1 in a best of 5 to the Padres and wind up, coughing up a lead and losing game 4, and the series is over. And all of a sudden you turn around, your season's done. Like, you didn't even have time for adversity. It was just over, and at least in the case of the Yankees, I think they were a little hardened and battle-tested enough. They were down 2-1 in a best of 5 to the Cleveland Guardians and were able to turn it around and still able to find a way to win that series. So, they can't touch Presley, though. Oy vey. At least make contact, somebody. Make contact. Grief. 2 outs in the 9th. You're listening to a grown man die on the radio right now. You're just listening to a grown man die on the radio. I don't live and die with anything in sports anymore. The only thing, you didn't let me finish. There was a dot. There was an ellipses. Like, that's what that's called. The dot is the Yankees. It's the only. Oh, and I got to watch Josh Donaldson for the final at bat of this game. Ugh. Heaven help me. Cardinals still lead the Saints 35-17 early in the fourth quarter. Saints with the football and driving. So See if the Cardinals can figure out a way to blow this game and the career of Cliff Kingsbury will come to an end. Come on, Donaldson, just get on base. Take one between the numbers and the back and just get on. Just miss with a breaking ball and hit him in the back. It's the only way he's going to get on in this spot anyway. It's just, I'm telling you, man, it's no fun. It's absolutely no fun. This is exactly what I would be saying right now if I was sitting on the couch watching the game. You're literally like sitting on the couch with me watching the game. That's kind of what I'm going through right now. He takes the 2-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball, and I mean he could have swung twice. That's how far in front he was. Why is Matt Carpenter on deck? Why is Matt Carpenter not hitting now? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. It's just the worst. It really is. Donaldson's so bad. They're paying him for a couple of years. I don't know. Unless you're trading him, and who's going to take that salary? Nobody's going to want that. Nobody's going to take that guy. He's clearly on the back nine of his career. The Yankees all year tried to feed the fans this nonsense. I have the MLB package, so I watch every Yankee game from out here in California. They tried to feed this nonsense that, no, you got to look at the analytics say his bat speed is fine, all this stuff that they just try to do to convince you that, yeah. I'm watching at bats where the guy can't make contact with anything. These no contact nights that he has. And I'm just saying, there's no way that anybody could take this stuff seriously. Pitch at the bottom of the zone, 3-2. Oh, I'm glad it's the end of the hour because I need a little breather here. It's bad. It's so bad. At the 3:43 to go, second quarter right now. Clippers lead the Lakers 52-46. Keeping you up to date on that game. I said the value is in the Lakers on the live betting. Game in the NBA doesn't start till about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it'll be a pretty close game right up until or right at that point. Donaldson walks, by the way. Hopefully by the time we come back, the Yankees have hit a 2-run home run, and all will be well. We'll come back, wrap up this hour of the Cash In. I'm Jason Page. Glad to have you with us. 800-224-2004 on SportsMap Radio. Oh, they're pinch running with LeCastro. I love it. Oh, yes, this is a great move. Now you get LeCastro's got to be running. Presley takes forever to get to the plate. You get LeCastro to second. Carpenter hasn't made contact in the post. Carpenter's done nothing in the postseason so far, though. Got to run with LeCastro here right away. I don't know why Wade is right. Come on. Go. Carpenter just gave him a pitch. My God, it was right down the middle. Still not running. You cannot pinch run him in this spot and not have him running. The guy's almost automatic. Still not running. I just don't get it. I don't get it. is just unreal. How are you not running? He doesn't even have that big a lead. There he goes. Nope, didn't go. Oh, they called strike 3? Come on. Game can't end on a check swing. Ugh. Just awful. Just absolutely awful. Well, way to wait to steal the base until literally the last pitch of the game. Astros beat the Yankees 3-2. Did he go around? Oh, that's questionable. That is, listen, on a swing that close, you can't punch him out. Come on. No, but it's close. I don't know. That's a 50-50. All right, maybe a 60-40. Astros beat the Yankees 3-2. Lead the series 2-0. This was the game the Yankees could have gotten tonight. But they don't. And Alex Bregman is the hero, a 3-run home run accounting for all the Astros runs. It's just not a good night. Not a good night. But Yankees will have to rebound. See what they do in Game 3 of the series. Are the early betting lines already out there? No, not yet. We'll let you know the early betting lines when we have them on Game 3 for Saturday between the Yankees and the Astros back in New York. Another hour of the cash-in is right around the corner. I'm not much in the mood for doing it, but we will. Next, SportsMap Radio. Jesus. God damn it. Yeah, they'll probably be favorites. I don't think they'll be huge favorites, though. Yeah. And I have no Diet Coke left in the house. Ah! Oh, don't say it. Oh, God. So bad. I mean, what can you say? You know what I mean? I mean, Judge misses a home run by a foot. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, you miss a home. Well, I mean, he didn't even have to put his arm up. He would have probably needed a couple more feet to get it over the glove of Tucker. But, I mean, you know, you basically just miss a home run from Judge. He scalded a ball in the first inning to dead center that McCormick had trouble with but caught. You know, so it's not like he swung the bat poorly in the game. He got a base hit. Yeah. 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 Just agonizing. Awful. Awful. Get it off my TV. Get it off. I don't want to see Alex Bregman. I don't want to see anybody. Get it off. On the Lakers game. Oh, it's a game now. I'm just amazed at LeBron's motor. 20 years in the league. Like he's amazing. Nah, well, now you know he's going to because of he wants to play with his son. yes. He's going to pull a Rey Mysterio. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Dominic Mysterio is one of the worst guys on a microphone I've ever heard in the history of wrestling. It's so painfully bad. No, look, it's at least they're figuring out a use for the guy. But I mean, he is awful when he talks on the mic. Like he sounds like a parody of a wrestler. You know? Like if somebody said, "Hey Jason, go be a heel." That's what I would sound like on the mic. Like it would just sound fake and it couldn't be real. He's so bad. You picked Edge over me. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good at all. I love watching the abridged version of Raw. What I do is I DVR it, and then I go and watch it. It's so great. I just fast forward through everything. It's fantastic. Oh, is that what they do? Yeah. Yeah. Wow, I forgot to turn on my do not disturb on my phone tonight. That's unusual. No. Nah. Not yet. Let's see. No, all's quiet on Twitter. Oh, I want a Diet Coke. I drank the last of it before the game. Before the show started. That would be the worst thing ever. I have a husband. I'll make him go pick it up. Husband, I need a Diet Coke. Another touchdown for the Cardinals. Arizona leads New Orleans 42-24. It does make up for a lot of the lack of scoring. Yeah, it's about right. I am Jason Page. That is our producer, engineer, Brian McDonald, working out of Houston. 1-800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. Can we just play the... Oh, no, we can't even play the first hour on a replay loop because it would be talking about stuff that's already now happened. So I can't even get away with that because I'm just not in the mood to do a show. Listen, I own it. Having to do a show after I literally just had my heart ripped out by the Yankees-Astros game, not fun. And here's the scarier part. Assuming that we're still doing this show a year from now, which hopefully we are, we'll all be here. Russia won't nuke the U.S. and we'll all be alive. Brian thinks I'm out of my mind. Yeah, no, I know. But I'm hoping if we're still on the air this time next year, by February, we should have legalized sports betting in California. So then... When I tell you, Brian McDonald, all right, this is a true story. I've been in the building that you're in because I auditioned for SportsMap in one of its previous iterations a few years back. So I actually came to Houston and auditioned for a few days and did some shows down there. If I told you that if you walked out of your building, okay, walked out the front door and walked across the street and there was a giant casino there, that's how close my condo is to a casino. Like literally, I live in downtown Palm Springs. And if I walk out the door of my condo, there is a casino literally across the street. Like I can walk there and be there in 2 minutes from where I am right now. Like I can place a bet during our top of the hour breaks. I could run over there and place a bet. Now imagine me next year when sports betting's legal in California and me doing that. It's not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty at all. Another hour of the cash-in is right around the corner. Actually, it's coming up in a couple minutes. Stay right with us. No joke, dude. There is literally a sports book right across the street. Yeah. Oh, never in Texas. You guys will be one of the last ones to pass it, which is insane. That's crazy. I know. That's actually really funny. But that's not that far, right? It's only a couple hours. Yeah, Houston is like the 2+, right? Continuing with this hour of the Cash In, SportsMap Radio and the SportsMap Radio app. So Arizona 42, New Orleans 24. Boy, this game is just a bonanza of points. The only thing to be decided is just how high the total goes in this game. Right now in the live betting, the total, it just was 68.5. And, that can't be right. It's 42-24. Oh, so it would have been one more score. Okay, that is right. So 68.5 was the total. Like I said, I live across the street from a casino that will have a sports book literally the moment sports betting is legalized here. Like, we have it on the ballot in November. And when it's legalized, by the Super Bowl, we'll have sports betting here. So I'll be able to place a bet on the Super Bowl in California. I'd be shocked if I'm wrong. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. 1-800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. Tweet at the show at the back page. We'll have complete post-game coverage probably in our final hour as it relates to this Thursday night football game. What will be interesting to hear, if you've missed it, Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray got into it on the sidelines late in the first half. A very emotional time between both guys. And look, at the end of the day, they're going to win. So I think all's well that ends well. But the fact that there was that kind of fire from both guys, at that point in the game, I think Arizona was down. And then they scored the touchdown there. But at that point, they were down in the game. And you could sort of see the tension bubbling over between these two teams, between these two guys, meaning Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. And, at the end of the day, the quarterback that's making $200 million a year is always going to win that battle if it's a question of who winds up losing their job. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, as it relates to these two sides, because obviously there's some frustration, between the quarterback and the head coach. And Cliff Kingsbury's talked about giving up play calling duties, and he just might have to. Lakers and the Clippers are tied at the half, 56-all. I told you guys earlier, what did I say? Brian McDonald, you were my witness to this, obviously, as the guy producing the show tonight. I said in the first half, when the Lakers were down, and I think they were plus 1,200 or something like that, or plus 300. I think 1,200 is a little bit high. I think it was like they were plus 300 on the money line. I said take them. You bang the home underdog every time in the NBA, especially early in the season when teams don't know they suck yet. I talk about this. Yes, I say this all the time. Teams don't know they suck early in the season. The Lakers may wind up being an absolute dumpster fire this year, them and the Nets. I said it last night on the show. I'll say it again. Those are going to be the two best watches in the NBA. Aren't going to be the great teams. It's going to be the train wrecks. It's like I say it all the time. It's what do people love to watch when it comes to American Idol? The auditions. When people used to bomb and Simon Cowell would make people cry, telling them how awful they were. Or William Hung would sing, "She bangs, she bangs." That's why you watched. I'm watching for the train wreck. I'm watching. I want to drive by the car wreck and see the head roll out the door. I'm absolutely that guy. When it comes to the NBA, that's what I want to see. I'm in the story business, and the two best stories this year to watch how they sort of unfold are going to be the Nets when times get tough, which they will inevitably get tough. Did you see Ben Simmons last night? He was non-existent in that game. He looked like the same guy that basically left in Philadelphia. Terrible. I mean, he's useless. He can't score, and he's not playing aggressively. And then the disaster on the West Coast is the Lakers and this whole Russell Westbrook situation that continues to be a problem. And if you didn't see the story, Darvin Ham said he and Russell Westbrook now have moved on. They have an understanding. Westbrook said that Darvin Ham brought him off the bench in the preseason, could have led him to a minor hamstring, which is, I'm so tired. Last year I was the guy that would give Russell Westbrook the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, people were being too hard on him. It's a difficult situation he was in with the Lakers, playing in his hometown, that he sort of became the whipping boy for everything that was wrong with the organization when it really wasn't all his fault. The fact that Anthony Davis is a China doll that you could basically blow over with a stiff wind and he gets hurt. You know, that's the problem when it comes. That's one of the biggest issues when it comes to the Lakers, is just keeping that dude healthy for 70 games. Do that, and that will solve a lot of the Lakers' ills, I promise you. But now I'm at the point where Westbrook just wants to blame everybody else. It's like the Kyrie Irving thing without the flat earther. You know, it's everybody else's fault. Well, Darvin Ham had me come off the bench late in the preseason, and that's why I got a hamstring injury. No, you got a hamstring injury because your hamstrings were tight. For whatever reason. Yeah, I am too. Got to play third and fourth fiddle, for crying out loud. Yeah. Nope, certainly isn't. Thursday Night Football Prime Video right now. Arizona leads New Orleans 42-31. It's remarkable that this game is still going. We should have been on running time like a half hour ago. Arizona 73 points in this game. After we couldn't find a primetime game that would get to like anything near this, like half of this, we would have been happy. And now we get 42-31. Lots of points. Give it to me. Wow. Wow. Christian McCaffrey going to the Bay Area. What a great move for San Francisco. You have nothing to lose in taking a flyer. What did you say the draft picks were? Wow. That's a fascinating move for San Francisco. And for Carolina, look, you're tanking to, see how bad it can get and get yourself a really good draft pick and, go get yourself a quarterback at the top of the draft next year. It kind of makes sense. But wow, they gave up on Christian McCaffrey. Wow. That's wild. We're going to have to stay on top of that. Maybe I can get somebody on from the Bay Area, get a Niners beat writer on, and see what they have to say about the fact that they go out and get Christian McCaffrey. Wow. I'm also curious to see what San Francisco had to give up, because Christian McCaffrey is obviously damaged goods at this point to a degree. He can't stay healthy. So I'm kind of interested to see what the Niners had to give up. I'm just looking to see if there's anything out there in the breaking news world. Full-blown tank mode for the Carolina Panthers, though, when you go and make this sort of deal. Say this too. If Christian McCaffrey was on the market, where's Denver? How did they not get him? How did the Rams not get him with the whole Cam Akers situation? Like, I'd love to know, and I'm sure we'll get more information as we go, what the 49ers gave up, and I'm sure they're trying to, get him off to the highest bidder and see how much they can get for him. But I'm fascinated to know if the Rams and Broncos ever seriously got involved in negotiating to try and get this guy, because both of those teams desperately need running games right now. Wow. So McCaffrey goes to the Niners. All right, we'll try and find out exactly what's going on. Here's one of my favorite tweets, by the way. Panthers just traded away for Christian McCaffrey to my 49ers. Even Carolina's tanking for Victim Wembanyama. It's great. We'll come back. We'll keep you posted on what's going on in the wrap-up of this Saints-Cardinals game. Saints have the football back with 2:40 to go. It ain't over yet. 42-31 Cardinals lead. Again, the breaking news, Christian McCaffrey headed to the 49ers per Adam Schefter. And we'll see what exactly the Niners are getting in return. We'll see if we can get a Niners beat writer on as well as we continue with the cash-in on this Thursday night at SportsMap Radio. Wow. That's such a great move by the Niners. Yeah. That's a great move. Look at my NFL Black Book here. Till 10 p.m. Wow. All for damaged goods. It's not bad. Yeah, and plus you could use those to package for something else if you need to. Yeah. And Matt Mayoko just said, sorry, busy night, which I figured I was going to get. They're all probably scrambling right now. Yeah. I just had them on, though. Stunning news from the NFL tonight. So the 49ers make a deal with the Panthers and get Christian McCaffrey. Let's bring our producer, Brian McDonald, back on the mic. So we were wondering what the terms of this deal were, and you've got them. So what are the Panthers getting for the damaged goods version of Christian McCaffrey? Wow. It's a big haul. I mean, and again, you could take those picks and package them for something else at some point. You know, there's no such thing as having too many draft picks, because chances are you'll wind up dealing them. You know, you can always stack them together to get something else to somebody else who's looking to trade down at some point. You knew they weren't going to get any first round picks. But if that's what you had, but if that's what you had to give up too, there's a part of me that's sitting there saying, really? Denver or Los Angeles? Well, Denver probably gave up everything to get Russell Wilson. Right. The game still isn't. The Cardinals. I'll get it right. The Cardinals lead the Saints 42-31. There's a minute to play. Saints are trying to get another score here, and then try an onside kick. Kind of surprised. The ball at the 30, get the field goal now, kick the onside kick. But I guess they're trying to get the touchdown now. 2nd and 10 for the Saints, trailing 42-31 in what has been a high-scoring affair. 2 defensive touchdowns, really the key for the Cardinals in this game, that sort of helped put it away. They were up 28-14 at the half after those 2 pick sixes. And again, for one night at least, it will calm the conversation about Cliff Kingsbury potentially losing his job, even though there was a moment in this game where he and Kyler Murray went at it. Wow, what a great move for the 49ers, though. Like I said, I know you're giving up draft picks, and you don't know what's left of Christian McCaffrey with all the injury problems he's had over the last couple of years, but I love this move. Absolutely love this move. It'll take some more of the load off of Jimmy Garoppolo, because, frankly, they don't have a ton of confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo. He's their starting quarterback. It's the arranged marriage that it has to be through the rest of this season. And even with that said, I have said before, I think you can win a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes. $30 minutes past the hour. We're halfway through this Thursday edition of The Cash In. 1-800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. Hit us up on Twitter if you want to, at The Back Page. Again, on Twitter, at The Back Page. Here's another thing you got to think about, though, and why, we see this in baseball all the time. It's not necessarily an NFL thing, but we see it in baseball all the time. You get near the trade deadline, and teams are trying to figure out, okay, can we make a run at this thing? Are we contenders? Are we pretenders? Are we buyers? Are we sellers? We sort of have the NFL version of that going on right now. And again, the trade deadline's been pushed back from where it used to be in the NFL season, which I think is beneficial. It's smart for the NFL to do that. But you look around the NFC, and frankly, just look around football right now. And we've had this conversation on the air with a few different people. And the 49ers are 3-3, so are the Rams, so are the Seahawks. The Cardinals will get a win tonight. They'll be 3-4. So you're obviously in a competitive division, and all these teams are going to be in the mix for a while. But you look at the league as a whole, and outside of Buffalo and Kansas City, which by the way are in another conference, so you don't have to worry about them. Just look at the NFC. Yeah, the Eagles are 6-0. I'm still not buying them as Super Bowl winners or crowning them or anything like that. I think they're good. I think they're really good. I think they're vastly improved over what they've been. I think Nick Sirianni has been a blessing. I think what you're getting out of Jalen Hurts and the better and improved version of Jalen Hurts, I think all of that's great. But if you tell me right now, If you gave me a suitcase of Brian McDonald's cash and said go put it on somebody, I don't think I'm putting it on Philadelphia. Penny rolls of pennies. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I just did the math real quick and added it up. I think right now, as we get ready for the rest of Week 7 in the NFL, and I know people are going to think I'm nuts when I say this, any number of about 10 teams could wind up in the Super Bowl out of the NFC. That's how strongly I feel about the parity in the NFC. Like, if you make the playoffs in the NFC, you got a shot to go to the Super Bowl. Any of them. I mean it. I mean, are you counting out? I'll just run down the list. Obviously, the Eagles. I think we're crazy if we discount the Giants at this point. You might not think they're for real, but they actually have a bit of an identity now that they've started to form, with Saquon Barkley being much improved over what he was the last couple of years and being healthy, and Daniel Jones making better decisions. And defensively, the Giants through 6 games have given up 113 points, so they're obviously pretty good defensively. They've got good edge rushers. I mean, the Giants at 5-1, you have to take them seriously. Again, I'm just saying as far as the NFC is concerned, I'm not talking about even winning a Super Bowl. If you put them on the field with Buffalo or Kansas City, I think they get dusted. But again, I'm just saying giving yourself a chance within the conference. So we got the Eagles, we got the Giants. You know how I feel about the Cowboys. I have a love affair with Dallas right now. I can't wait to see what they look like when Dak Prescott gets back. Which will be this week, by the way. That became official today. Minnesota at 5-1. I can't stand the Vikings. I hate Kirk Cousins. I don't think they're that good. I think they're a bogus 5-1. We even had a guest on talking about Scott Seidenberg was on, in fact. We were talking about the analytics of betting and in people that like dissect games. Minnesota should be 1-5 right now. That's how much they've gotten like good breaks, lucky bounces, things like that. But fine, they're 5-1. You have to put them in the conversation. The Packers at 3-3. You're never going to rule them out. Bears, Lions, bye-bye. Commanders, bye-bye. Other half of the conference. Buccaneers, 3-3. You're not going to count them out yet, obviously. They're on the top of the NFC South. The Falcons are 3-3, could be 4-2, and the Buccaneers could easily be 2-4 if not for a bogus call at the end of the game between those two teams. But still, Atlanta was supposed to be the laughing stock of the league. Right now at 3-3, would you count them out? No, of course not. The Saints, they're going to be 2-5 unless something crazy happens, and I don't know if it did. I don't think it did. No, it's a final. Arizona beats New Orleans 42-34. So they're 2-5. Bye-bye to them. Carolina, 1-5. They're done. Then you look at the NFC West, and everybody's still in it. The Niners are 3-3. The Rams are 3-3. The Seahawks are 3-3. The Cardinals are going to be 3-4. Are 3-4. I mean, look at all the teams that are still very much in the mix as we get ready for Week 7. And any of those teams, if they make the playoffs, is probably capable of going on a run. Because nobody else in the conference really scares me. You can give me the Eagles all you want. I'm not there yet. I don't think the Dolphins have to worry about, waiting until week 13 or 14 to pop the champagne for their undefeated season remaining intact. I'm not there on the Eagles yet. But I mean, there's so many teams in the mix in the NFC. Everybody should be buyers right now if you can improve your team. Because here's the thing. All you got to do is get to the Super Bowl. And then you take your chances. Maybe you get blown away by Buffalo or Kansas City, who we all presume will wind up in the Super Bowl representing the AFC. Maybe you get blown away by one of those two teams. But just get there. And out of the NFC, the path is much easier. Yeah, there's a lot of teams in the mix, a lot of parity, but none of them are great. We're back with more of the Cash In on SportsMap Radio. Yep. Dude, I just watched LeBron make a grown-up drive to the basket, 20 years in the league, and the guy's just, I mean, most guys that age with that much, equity built up in the game are taking pull-up jumpers and fall-away shot. This dude's still driving the lane against guys that are 15 years younger than him and just going, it's amazing. Yeah. He's improved a lot as his career's gone along. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Just like that, Clippers up 9. "20 minutes till the top of the hour. The cash in on SportsMap Radio. I am Jason. Producer, engineer Brian McDonald is working with us tonight. Final show of the week for me. You'll get alternate programming tomorrow, so don't worry if you don't hear me. I didn't get fired. I didn't jump off it. Well, there are no bridges in Palm Springs to jump off of. There's not even high buildings. If I jumped off a high building in Palm Springs, I'd break an ankle. Oh, God, no. There's nothing like that out. We live in the desert, dude. And literally the desert. Like, there's just sand and golf courses. That's it. But, like, the tallest building is this monstrosity of an eyesore for the city. They hated it. This hotel that went up because all people care about out here is the views. The mountain, because we're surrounded, we live in the valley, and we're surrounded by gorgeous mountains that, have snow on the top when it gets a little cooler, and palm trees. I mean, the views are just, and they're postcard. Everything is picturesque postcard views. And a few years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the Kimpton Group decided to put up a hotel, and it got fought every step of the way. Because the old folks were like, "You're going to take away my view of the mountain from my condo." People went nuts. It still wound up getting built, by the way. But, they want to put it up. Like, they were going to put a 10,000, 11,000 seat arena in downtown Palm Springs, literally across the street from where I live. Where the casino is, the parking lot of that casino was supposed to become a downtown arena. 11,000 seats. The top names in Hollywood were going to come. I mean, it was going to be like the biggest deal, like all the biggest music acts, amazing. And people fought it because it would be too tall and there'd be traffic, even though none of them leave their houses. It's actually a great point. It is exactly what Palm Springs is. It's one giant HOA, and it's like if you go on like what's that thing where people rent out like vacation homes? The Airbnb or Vrbo. Just go to Palm Springs. There's a million places here because that's what people do. They buy them and they rent them out. And the snowbirds come down from Canada during the winter and all of this. But they were going to build this giant arena right across the street from the condo I live in. I don't own it, by the way. I rent. I'm just like the rest of the plebeians around the world. I can't afford to own my own home, so I rent. So we were going to live right across the street from it. And then they changed their minds. The city fought it tooth and nail. The tribe decided to give up on building it. And now they built it out near the 10 freeway, which is, you got to call it the 10, by the way, not Highway 10 or anything like that. It's called the 10. The 10, which is about 15 minutes from where I live, the new arena is actually opening up in December, this 11,000 seat arena. I'm sure you'll see like a Monday Night Raw. I'll put it in terms that Brian can understand. I'll put it in terms Brian can understand. Where they're going to build this, where they built this, I'm sure it's going to wind up getting like a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown or something like that. You want to talk about another guy that can't talk on the mic? If it wasn't for what's his name, if it wasn't for MVP managing him, I mean, that guy would be useless. You know who he reminds me of? Can I tell you what I think of when I see him? I don't know if you're old enough because you're about the same age as me. Remember Zeus? Remember when the WWF did Zeus coming after? They did the when Hulk Hogan went against Zeus because they were in a movie together and supposedly, Hogan punched him, and so they had Zeus in WWF. He reminds me of Zeus. Why? Who were you going to say? The Giant Gonzalez, the Great Khali. Khali was kind of funny, though. Great Khali was also in that football movie with Adam Sandler. Longest Yard. Yeah, he's in. Yeah, remember, he's the Giant. Yeah, oh yeah, Great Khali was cool, man. Great Khali was a character. And then he made an appearance at like a Hell in a Cell or something years and years later. Or it was the Punjabi cage match or something like that. Yes. You see? Yes. And he came in and Jinder Mahal won the match. It's another guy that didn't get enough play, though. Jinder Mahal was good. How did we get here? What was I talking about? Oh, so yes. Yeah. But anyway, so this arena is going to be built here. And it's going to have 11,000 seats. It's just about finished. And you want something even funnier? If you know anything about Palm Springs, we're in the desert. And during the summer, we've got about 4 months a year where it's never gets under 100 degrees during the day. And at night, it's like 85 to 90. There is an AHL. So the AAA of hockey is the AHL. We actually have an AHL hockey team that's going to be playing in the desert. Like, who thinks of this stuff? Hey, here's an idea for our next expansion team. Let's put it in the desert in Palm Springs. Yes. I'll tell you why they they still do. I'll tell you why they put a team here, though. The snowbirds come down from Canada every year at this time, and they spend 6 months here because their visas, their passports, allow them to spend 6 months in the U.S. without having to do any paperwork. So they literally put an AHL franchise here. It's the Seattle Kraken's AHL affiliate. They literally put the franchise here just to appease the snowbirds. True story. Yes. So they're putting this hockey team in. They're playing all their games on the road until December. Talk about fun. And then they get to start the season It's okay. You can make all the noise you want. It's fine. It's only a broadcast studio. This the only one? Oh, you bought more? Okay. I do have a Diet Coke, so everything's going to be okay. The show went off the rails because I didn't have a Diet Coke. See? Oh, there it is. So, yeah, they're building this. Everything life is good. Oh, I could deal with the loss. The Yankees suffered a little bit better. Oh, I could just hear Patrick Creighton. Right now, just giving me grief. I don't even want to look at like my Facebook or anything because I'm sure he's already sent me like derogatory messages about. It's true. A local sports radio personality in Houston, Patrick Creighton, and I have a bet on the Yankees-Astros series. So he may wind up on the winning end of it with the Astros up. As long as it's not an Altuve jersey. If it's an Altuve jersey, I may renege. Like if he tells me I have to put on an Altuve jersey, that would be cruel and unusual punishment. Like that, you can't do that. Something like that. Can I get into somewhere? There's a sports radio show going on tonight. This thing's off the rails, and that's all right. I kind of like it. Can I tell you? I have no idea. Well, I know why they're doing it, but I can't for the life of me figure out why on earth the New England Patriots are going back to Mac Jones. Makes no sense to me. I know why they're doing it. But from a on-the-field wins and losses standpoint, a guy like Bill Belichick, who's not playing for the long haul or planning for, what's this team look like 3 years from now? I think he's kind of coaching year to year right now, even if he doesn't say so. Aaron Rodgers even made some interesting comments when the two squared off, when the Patriots and Packers played, saying that he thought this was the last time they were going to square off against each other, meaning one of them's retiring at the end of the year. I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Belichick. But at any rate, I don't know why you go back to Mac Jones at this point. I know why they're doing it, like I said. But from an on-the-field standpoint, it makes no sense. You've seen Bailey Zappi over the last 2 weeks. A QB rating of 100+. The team's winning. The offense, which has looked brutally stagnant and boring in the Mac Jones era, has all of a sudden gotten this facelift. And don't get me wrong, teams get smart, they'll get video, and they'll figure out how to defend against Bailey Zappi. And there's a reason the guy was probably drafted where he was. But every now and then you get a guy who slips that far who winds up being really good. And every now and then you get a guy who's drafted in the first round, like a Mac Jones, who winds up being not that good. And there's all this conversation around the Patriots organization that they're not happy with the way that Mac Jones had been playing in recent weeks, some of the decisions he had been making, some of the play calling and changing calls at the line that he's been doing. Why wouldn't you stick with Bailey Zappi at this point? But again, the reason, I know the reason, and the reason is a lot of times these teams don't want to admit there's so much ego and hubris involved. It's the idea that we can't admit that maybe Mac Jones isn't as good as we thought. Because then the organization has to admit, we screwed up in our evaluation. He's not as good as we thought. And so many times teams will hold on to a guy or play somebody longer. Like there's always this thing in the NFL. Well, a starting quarterback generally will get 3 years. You'll get 3 years to figure it out, and then the team decides to either move on from you or they don't move on from you. And I don't know why that rule exists. If you got a guy who's talented in Bailey Zappi, you play him. I said this the other day. I don't think this is a quarterback controversy. Everybody's like the most overused term in the history of sports. Quarterback controversy. I don't think this is a quarterback controversy in New England. Bailey Zappi's playing really well. Mac Jones got hurt. He was playing mediocre when he did. You start the guy who's playing really well. You start the hot hand. You could always go back to Mac Jones. This isn't like Dak Prescott, who's getting paid, a zillion dollars to be the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And you have to go back to him because he's making that much money. This is a guy that's not even making that much money in Mac Jones. You're not winning a ton of games with him. You don't have some dynamic offense with him at the helm. Why wouldn't you stick with Bailey Zappi? You got a reason, Brian. Go ahead. No. No. But you don't know. And you don't know until there's the old saying, you don't know what you don't know. And what I do know is right now, the last 2 weeks, he's been as good as any quarterback in the league at a time where offense has been kind of around the league. To me, I don't know why you don't put him back out there for another week and find out if you're the Patriots, at least try to get some senses. Is there a shot that this guy could supplant Mac Jones? And again, Mac Jones, I don't think has been in this league long enough to have so much ego that him being benched in favor of Bailey Zappi because he's the hot hand right now winds up hurting him. By the way, New England plays Chicago this week, which is another opportunity for them to win. And if they don't win with Mac Jones at quarterback, I wouldn't be shocked if they go right back to Zappi. Wouldn't shock me at all. It does feel like a game they can run Wildcat with because Justin Fields. I'm still shocked. Yesterday, Bill Belichick did a 7. I think they said it was 7.5 minutes. He did a 7.5 minute monologue to begin his press conference, which this is a guy that likes to say about 4 words in his press conferences, praising the Bears as much as he could. And I think that was his. I think that's as much. Yes, exactly. If you play poker, that is a tell. I mean, that's like the guy holding pocket aces when the flop comes out and he starts fumbling with his chips. That's what Bill Belichick did yesterday. He was like, man, this Bears team's really good. Damn, what a terrible hand I'm holding. I mean, that was essentially what you got from Belichick yesterday. All right, we'll come back, wrap up this hour of the Cash-In next on SportsMap Radio. Yeah. You play poker? Do they have any? Is there much of an underground poker scene out there, though? Yes. Dude. I used to play the underground. I used to be a rounder in New York when I was significantly younger than I am now. I used to, yes. Oh, dude, no joke. Brian Koppelman, who wrote the movie, is actually a friend of mine. Yeah. There's a lot of worms. There's a lot of those guys. Yeah. A lot more Knishes, though. A lot more Knishes. Guys just wearing it out. Wearing out the seat. Yeah. That's when I sucked at poker, so I lost a ton of money when I was younger. And it wasn't until I got older and started playing more like legit poker rooms and stuff like that that I really started. And I got patient and just sat around and waited and, waited for my hands, got my one big pot an hour, and I was good. Yeah. Yes, I did. Yep. Oh, yeah. I was all in with ace king suited all the time. Yep. But now I probably cash 80% of the time I sit at a table, I'll cash. It's just, it's almost automatic. It's almost unfair. And I have to be honest, the poker room out here at the big casino here in Palm Springs, the players just aren't that good. And it's a lot of regulars. We're keeping an eye on the post game. Cardinals knock off the Saints. Was it 42-34, I think was the final? It's all right. Something like that. It was a lot of points is exactly what it was. Oh, my God. It was almost the over at halftime. Brutal. Man, if you had the under in that game, whew, yeah, not pretty. Not pretty at all. That's true. That is true. We'll keep our eye on the post game and see if we get any interesting comments from. I see what this is. See if we get any comments from Cliff Kingsbury or Kyler Murray. They had a bit of a to do, if you will, in the late stages of the first half. So we'll see what's going on. But Cardinals get a win. They're 3-4, and again, when you look at the NFC after Philadelphia, it's wide open. I mean, the path to the NFC title game is just wide open. Just make the playoffs. And there's a ton of season left. Niners make a move tonight. That's the big one. Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers in exchange for a bunch of draft picks that are going back to the Panthers. We're continuing to keep an eye on that story. Yankees lost to the Astros. We're back with more of the Cash In. SportsMap Radio. Stay with us. Yeah. Just quick enough. Oh, absolutely strategic. Let's see. Post-game press conferences. Are you originally from Houston? I thought I might have asked you that before, but I'm sorry. I was just texting with Daryl Guru Johnson, our buddy, who hosts on 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, one of my old stomping grounds where I used to do some hosting. I said, hey, Niners get McCaffrey. Wow, he texts back. Perfect fit. He'll get hurt. I forgot to say, final hour of a Thursday/Friday edition of the show. My last show of the week. I am off on Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will spend mine trying to keep my arm on ice and bowling. Lots and lots of bowling. At least 9 games. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what the funny thing is? I don't know what time the game is on Saturday. I haven't found a time yet. Hold on. I got it right now. Hold on. Yankees, and it should be a night game. Let's see. Oh, the early line? There's no early line yet? Usually those things are already up. Kind of surprised. Well, Padres Phillies, by the way, tomorrow, 7:38 p.m. Eastern, with Joe Musgrove against Suarez. Minus 116 for the Padres. Phillies are minus 102. Here it is. Yankees. Wow, bigger favorite than we thought, Mr. McDonald. Bigger favorite than we thought. 120. We were thinking 120. Yankees are minus 146 for Game 3 on Saturday. Yeah, minus 146. Wow. It does not list who the starting pitchers are yet, interestingly enough. Yeah, I'm just surprised they haven't listed it, and why would you put a lineup on a game if you're TBDing the starters? That just seems a little weird to me. But I got a couple of autographed Lance McCullers cards. You want them? How much money are you paying? I'm trying to pawn off some of my cards. We'll come back. We'll hear from Kyler Murray on the other side. Post-game sound after the Cardinals get a victory over the Saints 42-34 in Thursday Night Football. Kyler Murray on the other side. Final hour of the cash-in next.
You're at home, first time in a year. Feels really good.
How many what? Yeah.
Good. I take it for what it is. I mean, it was, I think there's a lot of things that we could have done better out there. But I think it was 360 plus days or something like that. It's crazy. Feels good to get over it. It was great. It was great. You know, his energy, obviously he's talented as ever. But just having him out there, he was, didn't look like he had any rust. Knocked it off real quick if he had any. But just his communication, his feel for the game, and all of that, you can't put a price tag on it.
You targeted him 14 times, completing 10. Did you feel like your timing with it was pretty good for circumstances?
Pretty good. Missed a couple that we usually would hit. But again, first game back, I thought he played well.
What kind of sign was that moving forward for you guys? Just with him and you getting together again?
I thought offensively we took some strides today. Again, there's some things that we could have done better, but it's better than we've been for sure.
Cliff got into it a little bit out there at one at the goal line.
Yeah.
Cliff kind of just shrugged it off and said, Harris said I didn't look too good on camera. Just confrontation.
I mean, he's just, he's over there. He's sometimes, he's real animated over there on the sideline sometimes. So it's always, it's never, calm down. We're good. We're gonna make it right. We ended up scoring, so that was good. But yeah, that's all I was saying.
Chill out. You were telling him to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
The team set over the timeout?
No, the clock was running down.
Cliff got into it a little bit out there at one at the goal.
Better, but it's better than we've been for sure.
All right, I got it queued up to that question. numbers on. He talked about, you might have heard there, he was talking a lot about Hopkins. Hopkins got 14 targets. I didn't think he was going to get that many targets in his first game back. Dude, nobody even came close. Like, the rest of the team combined had as many targets as Hopkins. Two targets. Cardinals beat the Saints 42-34 in Thursday Night Football. Good to have you with us. The Cash In on SportsMap Radio and the SportsMap Radio app. I didn't have the heart to play Yankees post-game sound or Astros post-game sound after the Yankees lose 3-2 in Houston, fall behind 2-0 in that best-of-7 American League Championship Series. Well, I said book it for the Yankees to win Game 2. I'm saying book it for them to win Game 3, too. I would absolutely double down. It's true. What I was saying to Brian McDonald, our producer, engineer back in Houston, pushing the buttons for the show, I said to him during the break, I was shocked how many targets and catches DeAndre Hopkins wound up with tonight. A lot of people thought they would kind of break him in easy, and I guess they didn't have the luxury of doing so. They needed to win, and they were 0-3 at home. They were, in danger of dropping to 2-5. So I guess you got to go all out, see what he has. Hopkins tonight, 10 for 103, 14 targets. It's a lot of targets for a guy that is just coming back after not playing for basically a year. So, yeah. All right, so post-game, Kyler Murray talked about and by the way, Kyler Murray tonight, 20 of 29 for 204 and a touchdown, and he ran it 7 times for 30 yards. The numbers for him were fairly pedestrian, considering what the score was. Again, keep in mind, 2 Cardinal touchdowns were scored by the defense, so that obviously held his numbers down just a little bit and changed a bit of the strategy, I think, offensively for them. But they still managed to put up 28 points of their own on the offensive side of the ball. But at any rate, there was a dispute between Kyler Murray, a shouting match on the sidelines between Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury just before halftime. And after talking about DeAndre Hopkins and his return to the team and how good it was, the inevitable question popped up regarding what happened on the sideline between Murray and his coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Take a listen.
Cliff got into it a little bit out there at one at the goal line. Cliff kind of just shrugged it off and said, Tyler said I didn't look too good on camera. Just confrontation.
I mean, he just, he's over there. He's sometimes, he's real animated over there on the sideline sometimes. So it's always, it's never, calm down. We're good. We're gonna make it right. We ended up scoring, so that was good. But yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Chill out. You were telling him to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
The team set over the timeout?
No, the clock was running down. We couldn't have got off the play that we were trying to run, so it was, I guess it was my fault. I'll take it.
Is that him in your ear that he needs?
No, he's not screaming in my ear. You know?
Or just watching?
I just see the antics, you know.
He's a pretty calm guy. Is that surprising? I mean, outside of the game, he's
He's usually chill, you know, until Sunday.
How do you guys work that kind of thing out?
It doesn't faze me, or I don't think it phases him. I think we're just, like I said, we're just trying to win. It's in the moment type of thing. After that, we're good.
Was Hop in your ear about getting involved during the game? Or was he chill?
I mean, if you know Hop's usually always trying to get the ball. But yeah, he was pretty talkative today. Yeah.
Looked like he really was raising his game and really raised it tonight, especially in some big time moments in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players. I mean, he got drafted late, but I mean, he's always been a great football player. I've been familiar with since high school, growing up in Texas. He's been a great football player ever since I can remember. So I'm not surprised by anything that he's accomplished or will accomplish in the future. He runs hard, always falls forward, can catch the rock. He's a good football player.
What's it like being on the sideline and 14 points, that huge switch, and what your defense did there?
I mean, that's huge. It's huge. You take those 14 points off, it's 28 to 24. But it was, good. It was great. They've been playing well all season, so I wasn't really surprised by what they were doing. When they come in bunches, so it was good to see them.
What was it like?
So that's Kyler Murray giving some thoughts and giving you a little insight as to what happened on the sideline with him and Cliff Kingsbury. And that's true. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury's calling the plays. So he literally has them in his ear. I mean, it's interesting. And Kingsbury is a guy that doesn't get terribly animated. So it was interesting to sort of see that explosion between those two on the sidelines. And it's easy to sit here and laugh about it now if you are it's easy to laugh about it now if you're Kyler Murray. If they lost that game, the narrative around that whole thing would be completely different. It might have been. I mean, really. I mean, there's a real chance that Cliff Kingsbury doesn't keep his job if that team drops to 2-5 tonight, and you have that scene on the sideline between head coach and player. Yes. The big news of the night in the NFL, basically usurping what happened on Thursday Night Football, is that the 49ers have made a trade. They bring in Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers. There had been talk about a number of teams being interested in his services, and it winds up being the San Francisco 49ers that land Christian McCaffrey in exchange for a whole host of draft picks. Let me see. I had the list of all the picks in front of me here. You still got them all? And now, with that, here's what Carolina has for 2023. They have a 2023 first round. They have a 2023 second round, another 2023 second round, a third, 2 fourths, and a fifth. Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot. No, you're right. Yeah. Again, surprising the Rams, and Rams and the Broncos wouldn't have been able to make a stronger play for him, considering what they kind of need, and the fact that those guys basically in the case of the Rams anyway, you watch McCaffrey go to a team in your division. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Oh, he's done. Yeah. Twitter is reacting. George Kittle, responding to the trade, said, "Let's go." Patrick Peterson said, "Crazy business." Let's see who else got in on it. DeMarcus Lawrence put a scared face. Joe Staley said, "Amazing, fired up. CMC is going to be dynamic in this offense. Let's go." Todd Gurley said, "Thank God." I'm not joking. That's what he said. Trey Boston said, "This is a win for the Niners. This offense is perfect for C-Mac." It really is. I mean, it just seems like the perfect landing spot for him right now when you consider, where he's coming from and where he's going. And it's so much less pressure, I think, on him to not have to bear the brunt of, everything a team is doing offensively. It's just another arrow in the quiver of Kyle Shanahan. And yeah, and look, I think it ultimately improves Jimmy Garoppolo because, it adds another dimension. It gives you something else you have to defend against, and that's going to open things up, I think, a little bit in the passing game. Because I think Jimmy Garoppolo, look, say what you want about some of the decisions he makes at times and the occasional throw that's going to drive you nuts. But Jimmy Garoppolo has proven he can win in this league without a guy like Christian McCaffrey, without a dynamic offensive weapon like Christian McCaffrey is capable of being. He's a dual threat guy. He can catch it out of the backfield and run with it. He could also obviously carry it himself. And again, when healthy, and that's a big if, I get it, but if he's a guy that could stay healthy, he drastically improves that offense in a division where somebody's got to get some separation because everybody's basically got 3 wins now. Literally everybody's got 3 wins right now. I think it's a fantastic move. What did Cliff Kingsbury have to say after a win for the Cardinals tonight that gets them to 3-4 on the season? We'll hear from him coming up on the other side. 1-800-224-2004. If you got any thoughts on Thursday Night Football, 800-224-2004. Tweet at me as well, at the back page. I'm Jason Page, and this is The Cash In on SportsMap Radio.
Yeah, except for the guys, no doubt. Definitely been something I got to answer about for a long time, and especially to do it coming off a couple losses, going into a longer time off before the game. I think it came at a good time. No, we needed it though. Defense did a great job there. Ham made a great play in the end zone to keep them out, and those back-to-back really turned in our tide. And for the first time all season, we really played with the lead and lean on it, and it definitely helped.
DeAndre Hopkins, 10 receptions, 103 yards. Can you describe his impact that he had tonight?
You saw it, right? And it was a different-looking deal out there with him, and the confidence that the other guys around him play with. It's good to have him back. I think once he really gets in shape, gets back into running routes, comfortable on offense, he can really do some things.
Did you have to hold him back at all tonight?
No, he just kept going. So I don't know where he's been or what he's been doing, but it worked.
Did you like how the offense overall?
Not, to our standard, obviously, but I thought we started well again. Got to be able to finish in the red zone, but just some execution, some stuff that we can't have happen, burning timeouts, ball on the ground, snaps, things of that nature. It's just got to get better. That was just one of those things on the field. we have a difference of opinion. Yeah, he said I didn't look good on TV, acting that fiery. So I said, I don't know. This is a Gen Z thing. You're on TV, so calm down. Like, I like showing emotion. I don't know. This is a Gen Z. We have a difference of opinion.
Oh, this Diet Coke hit the spot. Yeah, I have. They used to have Kansas size in Singapore. Yes. Oh, they had Kansas size in Singapore. Coke Light, baby. Rolling along on this Thursday night. By the way, final cash in for this week. We are off tomorrow. Alternate programming will be on our place. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. It's just day off. Gotta get ready for my bowling tournament this weekend. So, looking forward to that Friday, Saturday, Sunday out here in Palm Springs. Try not to hurt myself. Come back healthy on Monday. Somebody said, hey, somebody actually hit me up and said, a friend of mine said to me, I want to ask me if I wanted to play golf on Sunday at noon. And I'm like, I got to bowl Friday, Saturday. If I don't qualify, then I won't have to bowl on Sunday, but there's no way I'm going to be able to play golf on Sunday after bowling 9 games on Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not going to happen. 42-34 was the final tonight, a victory for the Arizona Cardinals, a much-needed victory for the Cardinals. Gets them to 3-4 on the year. They get their first win at home this season. First win actually at home in about a year, which is just, insane to think about. For a team that has the talent that they do, to not have won a game in basically a year at home. And now it also does beg the question, what happens to the Saints? Now, they're 2-5. Jameis Winston will be your starting quarterback probably in another week or so, whenever they play next. Jameis Winston will be the quarterback, but you start thinking about their future, and we're talking about Carolina tanking and all these different teams, and what direction you take your franchise. You're at the trade deadline, or are you trying to make a run at it? All these various teams have to make these decisions. And what do you do if you're the Saints? Do you start thinking about tanking for one of these quarterbacks? Look, there's 3 quarterbacks at the top of this draft. And the Saints kind of need a quarterback, unless you believe Jameis Winston is the answer, which I don't know that they necessarily believe. And they obviously didn't want to make any sort of commitment to Taysom Hill in terms of being a quarterback, which he wishes he was. So if that's the case, it'll be interesting to see what New Orleans decides to do with their franchise now that they're 2-5. Again, granted, it's a down year around the league, and you can win a couple games in a row and all of a sudden be back in a position to potentially, be a playoff team. Oh, yeah. I've said this already. Tampa Bay's 3-3 leading the NFC South. The Falcons are 3-3. And then you have the Saints at 2-5. But still, you even have to make a decision. If we're still trying to make this team good enough to make the playoffs, if the goal is just to get to the playoffs, and you come up short and you win 7 or 8 games, now you're getting somewhere in the middle of the first round. And the chances of getting that game-changing player or quarterback. Maybe they decide they want to stick with Jameis Winston, who can't seem to stay healthy. I don't know. If I'm New Orleans, I think I pack it in. I think... And it's not Andy Dalton. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it is. Look, if I'm running the franchise, yeah, I get it. But if I'm running the franchise, at this point you're 2-5, 7 games in. Basically the third, a little past the third of the season. At this point, I think you kind of know what you are, and look, you got 3 potential game-changing quarterbacks at the top of the draft. Somebody's got to get them. Why not let it be one of those teams? I mean, Carolina's in that position. The Saints are in that position. I know Detroit's 1-4. I don't think they've given up on the season, even though they probably should. The Commanders are in that position. The Texans are in that position. Pittsburgh is probably in that position, although they're still probably trying to figure out what Kenny Pickett is. I mean, that's about it. The thing is, I don't know if the Steelers will ever tank with Mike Tomlin as head coach. There's about 5. Well, let's just agree that there's probably about 5 or 6 teams that are in that position for 3 quarterbacks, basically. So. That's true. What did Cliff Kingsbury say about the sideline confrontation between he and Kyler Murray? Listen for yourself.
I mean, that was just one of those things on the field. We had a difference of opinion. Yeah, he said I didn't look good on TV, acting that fiery. So I said, I don't know, this is a Gen Z thing. You're on TV, so calm down. I like showing emotion. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I think we're working through, like I said, as an offense where we want to be and what we want to do. And when you have competitors that have a level of intensity like that, I think it'll keep pushing us forward.
Is Nino making a play to get
James is our starting running back. Yeah, he's a special talent. He can do much for us. But I've been really proud of he was getting touches when James was healthy, and he'll continue to get touches. But to watch his development, like I said, overall for the last 3 years, and how he just keeps getting better and keeps answering the bell when his number's called, it's been great to see.
I love how he's like, it's a Gen Z thing. If you didn't pick that up, because I know the audio wasn't the greatest, but Cliff Kingsbury was talking about Kyler Murray saying, it doesn't look good to kind of act that way on the sideline. Cliff Kingsbury's like, it's a Gen Z thing. No, I don't know if it's a Gen Z thing. But then again, could you have imagined, somebody going up to Mike Ditka when he blew a gasket on the sideline and saying, Coach, calm down a little bit. Could you imagine what Mike Ditka would have done? He would tore somebody's head off. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's just we live in and I'm not saying it's a better or worse era. I'm not the guy sitting on the front porch saying get off my lawn or saying it was better when ... I'm not. That's not where I'm going with this at all. It's just different. It's just we live in this age where players just run it so much. Players run the show so much that a coach could get mad and a player can walk off the sideline and say, dude, calm down. You look like an idiot right now. It's just, it's so, I grew up on the tail end. I'm 45. So I grew up on the tail end of the era of sports where coaches still ran it. If Kyler Murray pulled that crap, he'd be sitting on the bench, for the second half. And it just doesn't exist anymore. That just, it might still exist in the collegiate ranks, but I even have to wonder if that era is something of a bygone era, because now with college athletes basically being paid, if Nick Saban goes off the rails on a player and gets mad, is the player going to look at him and be like, dude, F you. We're back with more of the Cash In on SportsMap Radio. No. But I mean, it's true. I mean, money changes everything. Oh, yeah.
We can't do that consistently and expect to win at a high level. But to answer and stay in the game early and not get down 14, 17 points like we've been, that was better. It was great to see that. He gave up the post, to see the film, exactly what happened there, but he didn't blink and came back and played well the rest of the game and made a huge play there. Yeah, it was big time. And then, once he's rolling for.
All right. I can't see him. That's absolutely become his throne, by the way. That seat is his throne. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's his throne. Yeah, last night when I was done with the show, I was sitting on the couch and he went up there and there were like 3 or 4 cushions up there and he just started tossing them everywhere. There were 2 cushions on the floor. He was making it his. What's up? Gotcha. Talking to myself. I lost $40 on Jock Market tonight. I had Anthony Rizzo, Harrison Bader. I had shares in both of them. And then I had Kyler Murray in the football game. You don't get points for that. Yeah. Dude, you haven't signed up on my promo code yet. Come on, get at it. Yeah, promo code is cash in. Put $20 in it. Try it. You put 20 in, you get 20 bonus. Got to afford to keep the lights on somehow. Good to have you with us. The Cash In. SportsMap Radio and the SportsMap Radio app. Hey, if you love fantasy sports, time for you to try Jock MKT. If it sounds like Jock Market, it's because it is. Instead of the stock market and buying shares in Intel and Microsoft, you can buy shares in your favorite athletes and then watch them make you money. Unless you're me tonight. Jock MKT offers live daily markets for sports, lets you buy and sell shares of athletes in real time with other users, all for real money, and each share has a guaranteed payout at the end of the night. Bid on shares before the games in the IPO phase, And then you can trade those shares live while the games are happening, or just hang on to them and see how your favorite player does. You could get one player, you can get 5 players, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. All shares have a guaranteed payout at the end of the night. They're currently live in 36 states with more to come, and they have all sorts of games for NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, PGA, and NASCAR. Head over to the Jock MKT app or go to jockmkt.com and deposit with the promo code CASHIN. You'll see it on the left side of the page. Just put in the referral code CASHIN to receive 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you put in $100, you're getting another 100. You'll have 200 to play with. Put in 50, you get another 50 to play with. You'll have 100. Your first market is also free, risk-free, not free, risk-free. With losses refunded up to $100. So if you screw up the first time you buy a couple of players, it doesn't go well for you in your first market, you'll actually have that money refunded to you. And here's what we're doing for the rest of this month for first-time depositors here on the Cash In. This is a Cash In exclusive. We're giving away $100 cold cash to one lucky first-time user that uses my promo code CASHIN. Here's how it works. Make your first deposit using my promo code, then direct message me with a screenshot on Twitter at the back page. You do that, you're entered to win $100. We're going to draw the winner on Halloween night here on the show, but you have to make your first deposit using my promo code CASHIN. Send me a screenshot. You do that, you're entered to win $100. We'll give it away on Halloween night. JockMKT.com. Promo code CASHIN, or download the Jock MKT app right now. And again, my promo code CASHIN. 1-800-224-2004, 800-224-2004. So I was saying to Brian during the break, I had tonight Kyler Murray on my team, and I had 2 shares of him, and he wasn't cheap. He cost me $16 a share, and then he didn't have a great game, so I didn't make that much money on it. I had been doing pretty well with it. Tonight was my first down night. Oh, really? He was 0 for 11. Oh, and they lost 103-97. It was a close game. Wow, here's the line on Westbrook. 0 for 11, 0 for 6 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. He only had 1 turnover. But man, that's bad. Yikes. What did LeBron do tonight? 20, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Guy just trucks along. Anthony Davis had a decent game, 25 and 8. Oh, man. It's going to be a rough day tomorrow in LA. Like LA Sports Radio tomorrow is going to be all over this. I don't know what you do with Westbrook because here's the question. Who even wants him? I have to think, Brian, that if they could have dealt him in the offseason, they're going to wind up having to cut him. They're going to wind up having to cut him. I know it's a tough pill to swallow because all the money he's making, but what else are you going to do? You going to put him on the bench? You send him home? What do you do with him? I don't know. And by the way, John Wall tonight began his run at Comeback Player of the Year with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in 25 minutes. Right? Just a little bit. By the way, the top player, the top performer in the Yankees-Astros game for Jock Market, no surprise, it was Alex Bregman. Single, a home run. The 3 RBIs, that was your top performer tonight on Jock Market for the baseball game. As far as the football game was concerned, it was Andy Dalton, mostly because they were literally throwing the ball almost every time tonight because of the fact that they were trying to play from behind. So Andy Dalton had a huge night on Jock Market. He was your top performer if you had him. So congratulations to anybody who loaded up on him. 1-800-224-2004 if you want to get in a call before we depart for a few days. I will be back on Monday, alternate programming tomorrow as I am off this Friday, and then I will be off 2 Fridays from now when I travel to Phoenix for a bowling tournament there. But that'll be it. That should be all the time I take off. Meaning, as far as like Fridays off, I don't plan to take any real significant time off during the NFL season. It's kind of a, for those of us that work in sports radio, the NFL season's like a blackout period. Baseball season, absolutely, because baseball's so long. You could take a week off. It's like your favorite soap opera. You can miss a couple of weeks of it, come back, and it's still the same. Yeah, you haven't missed anything. Serena Williams is in the news tonight. 2 stories to finish with that you would never think to hear on sports radio. I'm going to finish with them tonight. Serena Williams is saying she's not retired. During a speech at a tech convention, she left everybody baffled after she kind of announced that she was evolving away from tennis ahead of the U.S. Open. Serena, 40 years old, is hinting that there might be a return for her in the future. She said, "I'm not retired at this tech conference in San Francisco. The chances of me returning are very high. You could come to my house and see I have a court." Just crazy. She's going to try to make one last run, it sounds like. Sounds like she's going to try to make one more run. I think she wants to have I think what she wants. And by the way, I don't think this is her trying to like scoop up attention for some publicity tour or anything like that. I think what she wants, if I had to guess, is she wants one final year where she's healthy, can play all 4 majors and see if she strikes lightning in one of them and, catches lightning in a bottle in one of them and can win one more Grand Slam and catch Margaret Court. I think that's what she wants. If she can get hot for 2 weeks and, maybe the draw goes the right way for her, a couple of top seeds get knocked off. Because I think if all things are equal at this stage of her career, it's going to be very difficult for her to win, whatever it is, 5-6 matches that you got to win a Grand Slam over the course of 2 weeks against some of this talent that's out there. I just don't know if she can do it. And I'd like to be one of those people that says, never put anything past ... Tiger Woods, Serena, LeBron, these once-in-a-generation athletes, once-in-a-lifetime athletes, really, in the case of those 3. But I just have a very difficult time. And I'm one that's rooting for her to catch Margaret Court because I think Margaret Court is an aberrant human being. But I don't think it's going to happen. The realist in me tells me if you gave me, again, Brian McDonald, our producer, if you gave me his money and said, does she find a way to win one more Grand Slam, I'd probably say no. Just saying. It's true. And from tennis to, I never thought I'd say this in a million years hosting a show. From tennis to pickleball. It is. Well, absolutely. There are courts being built everywhere. Here, a pickleball expansion. There is Major League Pickleball for people that don't know. Tom Brady recently bought a team. LeBron recently bought a team. Maybe Kevin Durant has recently bought a team. Well, as crazy as it sounds, Major League Pickleball has upped its expansion fee. If you want to buy a team, $1 million. This is Kevin Durant buys a team. $1 million for expansion fees if you want to buy a Major League Pickleball team. I still can't for the life of me figure out why people are so crazy about pickleball. I haven't caved in and tried it yet. I haven't given it a shot yet. Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman, his business partner, have purchased a team in Major League Pickleball. By the way, that's the big headline. It's crazy. I don't know where it is or what kind of franchise they get for that, but I'd be shocked if we didn't have a team in Palm Springs. By the way. No, we have the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens here in Palm Springs. Not Palm Springs. It's in Indian Wells. But that's where they have the 5th largest tennis tournament in the world every year is held in Indian Wells, which is 20 minutes from where I live. After the 4 majors, it's the only 2-week full field event. So it's basically like tennis's 5th major. Is what it's called. It's like the Players Championship on the PGA Tour. That's like considered the 5th major. Well, this is the 5th major for tennis. This event in Indian Wells, which gets all the biggest players in the world. I don't know. You don't seem that excited or impressed by it. By the way, Durant and his business partner, Rich Kleiman, the expansion team they've bought has yet to be revealed, like where it is. So we'll see if if people really I played tennis in high school. I was on the high school tennis team for a year. When I was trying out different things, I played baseball for a year, I played tennis for a year, I played golf for a year. And because they're all in the same season, you can't play them at the same time, so I had to choose one. So one year I played baseball, one year I played tennis, one year I played golf. I don't know. It's just I've watched it a little bit. I just don't get it. And I would still like to think at 45 that if I get myself healthy, drop a few pounds, I could still play tennis at a decent level. I got to ask Patrick McEnroe about it. Patrick McEnroe is a friend of mine. I think we've had him on this show. Patrick's a good buddy of mine. I gotta ask him about pickleball. Yes, it's like softball. It's akin to. I've had people ask me for years to go play softball, and I can't do it. No, I wouldn't do that either. I'm still too competitive. My mind says I can still do it, and then I try to do it, and my body's like, no, you can't. That's essentially where I am in life right now. We'll come back and wrap up the show next on SportsMap Radio. That's honestly the truth. Like, bowling is still the one thing physically that I could kind of do at the level I used to. Yes. That my best days are behind me. That's exactly it. I can't, yeah. Oh my God, I didn't know this. The woman running Major League Pickleball, while she's a strategic advisor, she used to run, holy shit, I got to talk to her. She is, so New Haven, Connecticut, used to have an event on the ATP and WTA tour. It was called the Pilot Pen. Then it was, it had a bunch of different names over the years. But anyway, the woman who's like one of the head people at Major League Pickleball, who I know, I've got her phone number. She used to run this event in New Haven. Now she is one of the people running Major League Pickleball. That is hilarious. Yeah, I got to talk to her. That's really funny. Probably not. Ann Worcester. Wow, that's crazy. I just found that out by accident by clicking on a story. Former WTA CEO. They think it's like the next big thing, man, because anybody any age can play it. As strong as Ann Worcester. Uh-huh. You can do whatever you want for the podcast. All right. What do you mean it's gone? Well, what's his name? Last night, what's his name? John. Yeah. He said that Adobe crashed last night. Oh, okay. So, producer engineer Brian McDonald thinks he has the reason why I'm afraid to play pickleball. What do you think it is, Brian? I think it would be an admission that I can no longer play competitive sports at a somewhat high level. Yeah, I think you're right. But it would be, but it's like dominating it. It's like being a major league pitcher and then dominating at Double A. That's a great one, Seinfeld. Absolutely. You start slamming the little kids around, and then they all chase him at the end. It's awesome. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for this week. We are off on Friday. Alternate programming will be in for our Friday show. We'll catch you back here on Monday. Look for Page's Picks tomorrow on Twitter. Till Monday, I'm Jason Page saying so long for the Cash In on SportsMap Radio. Bye! Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I don't know if it was a great show, but it was fun. Yeah, just something different. I had a really weird week, and I felt really stressed out all week. I'm just dealing with here. For those watching on the stream, that's going to do it. We're off on Friday. Catch you all back here on Monday. We'll post Paige's picks on my Twitter feed at the back page. If you haven't done so yet, go and try out Jock MKT on the app or jockmkt.com. Try the promo code CASHIN, and hopefully you can win some money. It's a lot of fun. I've been having some fun with it up until today when I picked Kyler Murray, and it didn't go very well for me. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. Catch you back here on Monday.